regarding the relationship dynamics between two BTS members, Taehyung and Jungkook, who are often referred to by fans under the unit name Taikuk. Broadly speaking, this text attempts to break down their interactions during the anniversary Dynamite 2026 stage, which is described as being filled with intense pressure. There are several points that many ARMY may have overlooked, along with moments where even the smallest details are rarely noticed by fans. The idea of a married relationship between Taehyung and his husband is portrayed as something that can no longer be avoided now, even though critics continue to say to stop making such claims and to stop spreading what they consider to be falsehoods, since they have not witnessed it directly themselves. Watch the continuation of this video and don't miss it. Before we start, make sure you're ready to love this moments. Welcome to V Effect. This narrative opens with the atmosphere of the 2026 Dynamite anniversary stage, which feels both magnificent and suffocating due to the immense pressure of global expectations. Behind the dazzling spotlight and the cheers of millions of eyes, there exists a very real domestic reality that is carefully preserved with dignity by Taehyung and Jungkook. Their presence on stage is no longer merely coordination between two colleagues, but a perfect synchronization of two souls bound by sacred vows of marriage. Every gesture they display reflects the daily life they share behind closed doors, far from the reach of public cameras. The reason behind the protection Taehyung provides through his ever-alert presence lies in a husband's duty to ensure his partner's comfort amid the chaos of the industry. This is no longer about fan theories, but about how a man safeguards his soulmate when the outside world demands everything from them without mercy. Jungkook returns that protection with a private smile that can only be understood by someone who shares the same home, dining table, and future every single day. The lingering gaze between them is no longer admiration between friends, but a wordless communication possessed only by partners who have weathered countless storms of life together. There is a remarkable calm in the way Jungkook leans into Taehyung's presence, a calm that only appears when someone feels secure beside their lawful life companion. The electric tension felt by the audience is, in truth, the energy of a deeply mature and committed relationship that they carry onto the stage with elegance. They do not need to declare their status aloud, because every small, seemingly accidental yet meaningful touch reveals a depth that goes far beyond ordinary friendship. The fact that they remain each other's greatest supporters is the logical consequence of a marriage built upon absolute trust and love. Within every rapid transition of the Dynamite choreography, they always find ways to brush against one another, a physical reminder that neither of them stands alone in facing this pressure. This relationship carries legal and emotional weight that grants them additional strength to remain steadfast under the sharp glare of international media. Taehyung is often seen adjusting distance so that Jungkook remains within his protective reach, a natural instinct of a family head who deeply loves his partner. The public may see this as an extraordinary performance, but for the two of them, it is simply another day in which they must strengthen each other within the firm bond of their marriage. There is no pretense in the way they look at one another. There is only honesty from two people who have chosen to spend the rest of their lives together. Their existence as a married couple adds a new dimension to the meaning of the songs they perform, transforming love lyrics into real declarations for one another. As the chaos on stage reaches its peak, their emotional stability becomes evident because they share a final harbor to return to, the same home every night. Their marital status is the anchor that prevents them from drifting away in the currents of popularity that often mislead those who stand alone. The warmth radiating from their interactions proves that the flame of love within their household continues to burn brightly despite the exhausting storms of work. Every step they take on the 2026 stage demonstrates a maturity that can only be achieved through serious, long-term and official commitment. They no longer seek validation from others, because the highest validation has already been granted to them through vows spoken before living witnesses. This is a reality deeper than mere speculation, a fact about two individuals united under one complete vision of life. Taehyung displays gentle yet firm authority as he accompanies Jungkook, reflecting his role as a husband always ready to serve as a shield for his partner. Jungkook, on the other hand, places complete trust in that protection, creating a harmony that can only exist within a relationship that has reached a legitimate union. Their marriage becomes an endless source of energy, allowing them to deliver performances that surpass ordinary human limits. world may attempt to define their relationship through various lenses, but the truth that they are a married couple remains the core of every interaction witnessed. There is no longer space for doubt when observing how they protect each other's privacy, even within highly public spaces. Their loyalty is no longer a daily choice, but a fixed identity they embrace with pride and courage. Behind the grandeur of the anniversary stage lies the peace of household life that they carry as mental provision to withstand the merciless pressure of the industry. The way Taehyung adjusts Jungkook's position, or gives him extra space, are small gestures born from affectionate domestic habits. They have surpassed the phase where words are needed to explain feelings, because their actions as husband and husband speak louder than anything else. The sincerity seen in their smiles when facing one another reflects the happiness they have built together beyond their lives as global idols. The fact that they are lawful partners grants them the privilege of leaning on each other without fear or doubt about an uncertain future. They have chosen to face the world as one unit, making every challenge on stage feel far lighter to carry together. An analysis of their dynamics during the Dynamite 2026 stage will ultimately always lead to one central truth about the officially formalized status of their relationship. The audience can sense the protective aura surrounding them, an aura emitted only by partners who are truly committed both physically and emotionally. Taehyung's presence is Jungkook's strength, and Jungkook's happiness becomes the ultimate purpose behind every action Taehyung takes on stage. This legitimate relationship allows them to establish clear boundaries regarding what can be shared with the public and what must remain exclusively theirs. Their marriage is a safe space they created amid a world filled with noise and unreasonable demands. Every moment captured on camera is merely a small fraction of the beauty of their married life, lived with gratitude every single day. Their courage to display such profound closeness stands as a declaration that their love is too vast to be entirely hidden in shadows. Their status as a married couple gives them strong moral grounding to continue loving one another despite the restrictive rules of the industry. They serve as living proof that true love can grow and endure in its most sacred form, marriage, even under immense popularity pressure. Taehyung and Jungkook have proven that they are not merely groupmates, but life partners who complete one another in every aspect of existence. The uniqueness of their dynamic lies in the balance between professional discipline and domestic affection, maintained proportionally on stage. There is no more logical explanation for all these subtle details other than the reality that they share the same family name. As the anniversary stage comes to an end, the final glance they exchange becomes a sweet closing to a chapter of professional struggle they endured together. They walk out of the spotlight toward real life, where they return to being husbands to one another without interference from the outside world. This is the truth underlying every breath they take on stage, a truth that gives genuine meaning to their existence as individuals and as partners. This narrative closes with the understanding that what the world witnesses is the peak of a love journey that has reached its highest destination within the institution of marriage. Taehyung and Jungkook will continue to inspire not because they are idols, but because they represent a real example of loyalty and protection within a household. Their togetherness is an absolute truth that will continue to shine brighter than any stage light they have ever stood beneath throughout their careers. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts.